What is up, woke family? It's your boy Wokey Bucks, and I'm back again with another live stream. So the topic that we discussed in this live stream today is in regards to 15 minutes of modern day women regretting feminism. You know what I'm saying? We're basically gonna break down this video. I'm gonna give you my thoughts after the video is over, or even in between the video. You feel what I'm saying? And we're gonna move accordingly. But if you have not subscribed to the channel, you feel what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel. Wokey Bucks, WOKEEBUKS. Tap the notification bell to get all the latest videos that I post. Patreon link will be down in the description below, and so will social media links. You feel what I'm saying? Instagram is ebucks.a60, ebuks.a60. You feel what I'm saying? Snapchat in the description. But yeah, we're gonna get into this video, man. Let's get right.
Where have all the good men gone? Well, a lot of them are married. Some of them are no longer with us. And a lot of them, they kind of just are sick of the fucking double standards that women are putting out there every day. And so they're just staying to themselves. They're towing their line. They're not giving women a chance because we are not worth the risk when we don't hold ourselves to the same standards that men are held to.
A lot of women these days don't like being held accountable for their actions, and they only want equality when it suits them. That's why a lot of men are afraid to date women who are not traditional. They want traditional husbands, but they don't want to be traditional wives.
Don't tell him because he doesn't know when to clean and rub your feet that he's not a man. That's just silly. He's a man because he comes home. He's a man when he protects his family. He's a man when he takes responsibility for what goes on about other people's lives. That's what being a man is. You want all these little, trinkets and whatnot. That's not what manhood is. It's about the basics. It's about the solid, down-home things that you have to do. And he's showing up in here all man. All man. Don't be so afraid that you dark this guy away. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, ma'am. Ain't nothing you upset about that serious. Nothing. Ever.
From what I see in this clip, women like this will start complaining about some little things.
You know, it's crazy. Like I said, women try to put the standard on men that they're not men because they don't do things that suits them. Like the woman in the original clip said, right? Women put themselves in a situation to become a risk to a man because the thing is that, like I said, when they want equality, they only want equality when it suits them. But when it does not suit them, they don't want equality, right? They want to be treated like ladies. And the thing is that men that are masculine, men that are spiritual, that trust in God, are not going to give themselves the opportunity to put themselves in harm's way because you are going to try to veer them off their course, right? So masculine men understand we have to put God, we have to put our purpose first, we have to put God first, and then from there you come after. Especially if you're not the type of woman that's going to cause us stress in our lives, that are not going to make our lives even harder than it already is. Because in this society, especially, even in the world, as a man, no one cares what you're going through. You have to solve it by yourselves. So if we're coming into your life to help you and to be able to start a family, you have to come as a traditional woman. If you don't, it's over. Let's get back into it.
Not even talking about 1%. That's not even an option. Don't even bring it up. They're going to slap you stupid. But if you're going to deal with a man that's financially stable and he can literally afford...
Give us a number so they can, because they think I'm speaking Chinese when I say you're going to have to...
Honestly, finding a man that makes $100,000 or more is now becoming rare. It's now literally becoming more of a rare thing. If someone can make six figures, it's becoming a rare thing. But
and single and ugly,
and
right?
single and no kids and attractive and charming, you're asking for a lot.
Yeah.
So if you're dealing with someone that makes $1 million plus per year, we're talking about every 365 days, you will not be the only woman. That is a lie that women tell themselves because we want.
That's a fact.
Certain place in life and start making 60.
Let's talk about it. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of women think that they're very special and that they're the only woman that can be in a man's life. Like she just said, right? When you're a man that's making over $100,000, it's going to be very, very hard for you to be able to settle down with one woman because you want to experience things with other women, right? You have the money, you have the capital, you have the resources to do so. But the thing is that women, unfortunately, are delusional in their mentalities, thinking that they're going to be the only woman with one man, especially if he's making that amount of money. If he's making that amount of money, understand that he's going to be dealing with other women. It's just a fact. Not all of them, majority though. You feel what I'm saying? Let's get back into it.
stop asking this man what he was.
Now, I'm not big on cheating because no one deserves to be cheated on, man or woman. But when a man get out of a relationship or get married and that man have status and money and want to have relationships with other women, he should be honest about it and tell her as well from the get-go. And then
I agree, and that's where a lot of men are scared, and it's unfortunate. But this is advice to men, right? Hold on, let me give this advice after. Hold on 1 second, guys. Oh, she's not even speaking.
this is
All right, so like I was saying, when you're a man that's high value, when you're a man that's making a lot of money, when you're a man that's high value in your relationship with God, physically, mentally, emotionally, when you're dealing with women, you have to understand that at the end of the day, it is your duty to let the woman know from the jump what your expectations are. If she cannot fulfill your expectations, especially if you're a man that's working towards fulfilling your own expectations and you are, then you got to let her know that I don't want to deal with you. But men are scared, so they'll get into relationships with women just for intercourse, and they will still deal with other women on the side. You got to let her know what the situation is, and then from there, she has to make the decision on whether she wants to deal with you or not. You feel what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. Let's continue.
Once you realize that no men are gone, you've killed your father, you've killed your grandfather, your uncle, any of your guy friends, or your boyfriend. How do you plan on getting a boyfriend? Not everyone's a lesbian.
I always laugh at these kind of videos when a woman wants to kill all men because it's gonna fix the world. And you know what? Hypothetically speaking,
You know what's crazy about that? When you want to kill all men, and this is for the women that try to say that men aren't shit. You feel what I'm saying? For the women that think like that, understand that at the end of the day, you wouldn't be in this world without a creation of a man. Your father obviously had to have intercourse with your mom, and then you were born. Now, with that being said, the reality of the situation is that you have to stop allowing social media to brainwash you thinking that men are bad. Men aren't bad. And when you try to move into the situation of trying to become a strong and independent woman, you're literally putting yourself in a position to literally end up single, lonely, and frustrated because you're going to try to fulfill the role of a man when you're a woman, right? Women in 2022 need to go back to the way that their grandmothers were, fulfilling those traditional roles so that you can be happy in your relationship and you're not having to do too much of the work, especially if you're going to complain about it because you think that making your own money makes you better. You feel what I'm saying? Hold on, let's continue.
Is disgusting and unhygienic. I'm a woman setting that beauty standard, not a man. I also think a woman should pride herself on being a good mother and taking care of her family in the home. Not to say that you can't have a job at the same time, but no one can do what a mother can do, and you should be proud of that, not want to destroy that. Men and women are not the same, and that's beautiful.
Fact.
I don't want to be a man. So on behalf of all women who like being women, can you guys stop trying to make us men?
this is a prime example of a good woman.
Exactly, right? That just goes on to my point. Like I said, y'all will make your own money, and then you'll try to use it as a way to be able to boast. It's like, nah, because if you make your own money, you're not going to spend it. If you're going to spend your money, then from there it's valuable. But if not, stop using it as a metric standard. Let's get back into it.
Because, like, you know how men say that women have toxic feminism, and like you'll get to a certain age and like no one will want to marry you and no one will love you. Like, I feel like I've gotten to that point, guys. Like, I was so hung on to this feminism thing, and I missed out on marriage and on children.
It's just like I said earlier, women get dragged
Exactly. When you as a woman can stop allowing social media to drag you into the BS that it has the ability to drag you into when it comes to feminism and all that, you're literally saving yourself stress. You're saving yourself time of being wasted, right? The thing is that, and this is not talked about in modern day society, but we're going to speak the truth on this channel because we're woke and we see the reality, right? When it comes to trying to allow social media to impact you from a mental perspective and emotional perspective, right? And this is mainly for women that I'm talking to right now. When it comes to feminism, you have to stay away from it because it's here to destroy you. It's going to keep you single. It's going to keep you frustrated. It's going to keep you lonely. It's going to keep you asking, why are all the good men gone? What happened to all the good men? You chase them away because of your standards, unrealistic standards, right? And on top of that as well, too, you're not bringing a lot more to the table. You have to understand that no matter how much money you make as a woman, it's not valuable. Let me repeat that again. No matter how much money you make as a woman, that money is not valuable. Why? Because that is not the metric in which you're being judged off of in society. You're being judged off of the relationships that you have with people and the amount of children that you can give birth to. Let me repeat that again so that the women that watch this video can understand what I'm saying. You're not being judged based off of how much money you make. How much money you make is irrelevant to the situation when it comes to dealing with men especially. What you're being judged off of is the relationships that you can maintain with the people that you're associated with and other people as well too, right? As well as the amount of children that you can give birth to, right? Being able to be a homemaker, not a home wrecker, right? In 2022, you're seeing a lot of women transitioning from being a homemaker to a home wrecker and vice versa, right? Well, not vice versa, but like I said, a homemaker to a home wrecker. So you have to really try to make a positive impact, not only in your life, but in other people's lives. That's not going to happen if you're not putting yourself in a position of success, right? You have to accept the traditional roles that God has given you. If you sincerely want to be in a position to live not only a long life, but to be in a successful marriage, right? Now, obviously, marriage is not for every woman, but for about a good 90 to 95% of women, marriage is meant for you. That will never happen if you do not focus on trying to become the best feminine and submissive woman to your man and to your men, right? I've explained this before, but we're going to go into the detail again. The reality of the situation is that in 2022, when it comes to women and their interactions with men, they live in abundance because in their mentality, if I can get one man right here, I can get another man over there, especially with the rise of Instagram, all of the DMs that men are sending to you, Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, you can name it, seeking arrangements, right? You can name it. But the reality is that as a woman, you're expected to attract guys. It's not a pat on the back. Men are not going to be continuously giving you your flowers for being able to attract men. If you're a woman, listen to me. If you're a woman and you cannot attract men, you failed. Let me repeat that again, right? If you want to record this, it doesn't matter. If you're a woman and you have failed to attract men, right? If you're a woman and you cannot attract men, you have failed. You have failed. What do I mean by you have failed? That God-given ability to be able to attract men based off of your beauty, right? And I'm talking about natural beauty. I'm not talking about BBL. I'm not talking about silicone in your breastises. Shout out to my brother Steph is cold. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not talking about all of that. What am I talking about? I'm talking about your natural beauty, right? You try to compare yourself to the beauty standards set by society. You feel what I'm saying? And you think that that is what attracts you to most guys. No. Every different guy has something that they're attracted to. It could be your face, it could be your body if it's natural, right? It could be your personality, right? It could be like, you have to understand that when it comes to us as men, there are certain things that can turn us on about you, and there are certain things that can turn us off. If you're a woman with a nice body and a nice face, or a nice face, no body, but your personality is trash, right? You do not know how to have a conversation with men. And on top of that as well, too, you're very irritable and combative. No man is going to want to deal with that. And if a man is sincerely dealing with that, he's dealing with that just to have intercourse with you. Even though my thoughts on that are very, very different, right? Me personally, I believe that if you're going to have intercourse, you should want to have it with your wife, right? Now, obviously, not a lot of men think like this, but the reality of the situation is that, like I've talked about this before on multiple occasions, when you have intercourse, it's a sacred exchange of energies. You really have to be careful who you've given your energy to and who you give your energy to in the future, because you don't know who's a sexual demon, whether it be a man or whether it be a woman. If it's a woman, it's a succubus, Jezebel. If it's a man, it's an incubus. You got to be careful, right? Now, with that being said, right, the reality of the situation is that in situations regarding not only energy exchange, right, just body and personality, as a woman, if you're not trying to become the most feminine and submissive version of yourself, you're making it hard to be able to retain guys. Like I told you before, your game is not attracting the dude. If you cannot attract the dude, you failed as a woman. That is supposed to be automatic. Now it's about retaining. A lot of women in 2022 struggle with retaining men. Why? Because of their personality, right? It might be the situation that probably for a month or two, if you're lucky, you can probably be able to string him along. But after a while, he's going to ask himself, why would I want to deal with you when this girl over here isn't combative, isn't irritating me, and is just wanting to spend a lot of time with me and to have fun with me? Why would I deal with you? Because this is what y'all women have to understand. What you're not willing to do, another woman is willing to do, right? And that's girl game as well too, because this is the thing. Y'all think the same thing when it comes to men. What this man is not willing to do, another man will. And that might be true, but with that being said, when it comes to women, they generally tend to not live in they generally tend to live in abundance when it comes to dealing with men. But when it comes to money issues, they live in scarcity. That's why you see them, like I said, they in the name of trying to become a strong and independent woman, they will work the same job for 30 plus years and retire. Whether you're a lawyer, doctor, it doesn't even matter. Even a regular receptionist, it doesn't matter. Men, on the other hand, we're completely opposite of that. When it comes to money, majority of us, I'm not going to speak for all, majority of us, we do not live in scarcity when it comes to money, because we know for a fact that at the end of the day, if we spend this money today, we can make it back tomorrow. But when it comes to dealing with women, a lot of men live in scarcity. That's why they go into relationships. You feel what I'm saying? Because they want to be able to have constant intercourse with their women. Now, with that being said, the reality of the situation is that you really, as a man especially, but I advise both men and women, but as a man especially, because, right, this is a channel mainly for men, but we also give women advice too. But for men in this situation, your best bet is to learn how to vet your woman out properly. If you're not vetting your woman out properly to be able to see the pros and cons and moving accordingly, then you're going to get played, right? You have to set your standard in the beginning as well too. You got to let her know, listen, this is what I'm looking for. This is not what I'm looking for. If you cannot adhere to the standard and let me lead, then you have to go. A lot of men are scared to tell women the truth. You cannot afford to be scared to tell her the truth, because at the end of the day, a lot of y'all men are looking for love, which is no problem. But understand that she cannot love you without respecting you first. If she respects you, then she can love you. So look for respect first, and every other thing will follow when it comes to dealing with a woman. And then on top of that as well too, for both parties, men and women, when you get into relationships, don't become complacent. Continue to grind, continue to work harder, continue to become the best version of yourself every single day. It's a process until the day you pass away. Continue to level up, continue to become better every single day, right? But to not move past the point, this video is basically to talk about how modern day women regret feminism. Why? Because the thing is that they've been lied since they were little girls, that the world is yours, every single man should be blessed to have you, when it's not. It's far from the truth, right? If you're a virtuous woman, right, then the man should be blessed to have you because you're rare. But let's be real, a lot of women, especially in the West and in the world, a lot of y'all are not virtuous women. A lot of y'all carry some type of demonic spirit in you, right? Especially when it comes to the sexual energy exchange. Am I saying that men don't? Men do too. But let's be real, we can't really claim men do as much as women, because men are having less intercourse than women are in 2022, right? With that being said, now am I encouraging men to have more? Not me personally. I mean, if you want, it's your life. But I'm trying to make everybody aware of what is involved. We as men, it's our goal to self-improve. It's our goal to be able to take care of our families, take care of people that are that we know, we don't know, people that are less fortunate. Women, you have to try to become the best version of yourself every single day. You need to learn how to cook. You need to you need to clean. You need to learn how to become feminine and submissive, right? For your man, right? So that you can be able to become the best wife to a king in the future. So when he becomes a king, when he's working up to become a king, you can enjoy that kingdom as the queen. If you understand, it's because you're woke. If you don't understand, you're not woke. Just come into this live stream. If you like this live stream, make sure you go spam that like button, leave comments, share this live stream with your friends, subscribe to the channel at WokeEbucks, WOKEEBUKS. Tap the notification button to get all the latest videos that I post. Patreon link will be down in the description below. So with social media links. So make sure you go give those a check. But without further ado, this coming into this live stream. This is WokeEbucks, and I'm out, man.